my channel. Today's video is all about the new Morphe brush collection. As you can see, they came out with a lot of brushes. Let's be real, are you gonna buy every single brush in this collection? No. So the question is, which brush is worth it? That's why I'm here. I have been testing these brushes out for weeks. I'm going to show you which ones are my favorite and which ones I use to create this look right here. Let's get into it. You guys, there are 3 or 4 foundation brushes in this collection alone, but the one that I have been loving is this M104 brush. All of the bristles in this collection are so buttery soft. They're not pokey. They feel so comfortable on your skin. I like this brush because although the bristles are dense, they're also super bendy and not stiff. It really just allows you to pack on the product so much easier. You don't get streaky makeup. My best advice would be to prime your brush with the foundation and really push and stipple and press the foundation into your skin. That is the best way to ensure that you get a flawless application. Now, if you like slanted brushes, you may like this one. It kind of has that kitten paw shape. This is the Morphe M103. It's also marketed as a foundation brush. I know a lot of people have been loving this for foundation as well. These would probably be the 2 that I recommend. Okay, this one is one of my favorite brushes in the collection. This is the M242. There are going to be some brushes where I'm like top 5, definitely would recommend. This is one of them because it's dual fiber, and if you follow me on socials, you know I love a good dual fiber brush. They are the underdog of makeup brushes because dual fiber brushes can blend anything. I use this one for the Rare Beauty liquid contour, but again, you can use this for bronzer, for blush, as long as it's cream or liquid. This is dual fiber, but as you can tell, it's also slanted, and I love that because it's the perfect shape to hug your cheekbone, which is why I used it for a liquid contour. It really gave me the most flawless blend. This is definitely one of the brushes I would highly recommend. I feel like this brush is getting a lot of love and attention. It's the Morphe M243. The shape is just super unique. It's dense bristles, but it's slanted, and this is marketed for cream or liquid contour, and I can definitely see why, because you can get a precise application with this. I think it's very versatile and you can use it for a lot of products. Love that you can get more of a precise application with this, and again, you're never going to get a streaky or patchy blend. This is another brush I would highly recommend. Then we have the concealer brush. This is the Morphe M132. This is their angled concealer brush, and it is an exact dupe for the Haus concealer brush, the Ulta Beauty concealer brush. The reason this is so special is because the shape mimics a finger. It's really the perfect shape to blend in and around the eyes. This little socket is difficult for most brushes to reach, and it's one of the reasons why I love this brush, because you can really just get in there nicely. The shape is angled, it's dense, but again, the bristles are not stiff. There's wiggle room there. You can really get a beautiful and precise blend without feeling like this brush is poking you. As soon as I saw this brush, I audibly gasped because I love the Ulta Beauty angled concealer brush. I have been using it for 3 to 4 years. So when I saw this, definitely one I would highly recommend. I'm probably gonna say that about all of them, but those 3 for sure. Oh, we're getting into eyeshadow now. This is the Morphe M333. This is their eye blender brush. One thing to note about this one is that the bristles are super long and flexible, and because of that, it is the perfect brush to use for your crease. It depends on your style of makeup, but for me, when I'm applying a shadow in my crease, I don't really want a precise blend. I kind of like it all in my crease, even a little bit on my brow bone. I'll even drag that up towards my temples, and this is the perfect brush for that. I even used the slant right here to just smoke out the lower lash line, and it was perfect. Not pokey, so soft, and the blend is seamless. It's a great eyeshadow brush. You can even use this for highlighter on your nose. Oh, I used this for my nose contour, and it was the best nose contour I think I've ever had. It really gave me a straight line down the bridge of my nose. I just took the eyeshadow and dragged it down my nose, because as you're applying it down the bridge of your nose, the bristles all kind of spread out. You'll get some bristles and some shadow at the top of the nose, down the bridge of the nose, and on the side of the nose, and I think that's why I got the most flawless blend. So yes for eyeshadow, and definitely yes for nose contour. My nose is kind of difficult to contour, so I feel like I would definitely keep that in my top drawer as my nose contour. Okay, then we have the Morphe M332. This is their eye blender brush. I like to use it like a blender brush, but also like a flat shader brush. So because the bristles are a bit shorter and they're denser, you can get more precision with this brush. So I used it to pack on product at the outer corner of my eye. Because I'm going in with a darker eyeshadow, I want a brush that has bristles that's a little bit more dense and jam-packed, because this allows me to pack on the product with more pigment on my eyelid. But because it is still a little bit fluffy and not a traditional flat shader brush, it allows me to also blend out the shadow on my lid. So I kind of use it like a 2-in-1, like a shader brush but also like a blender brush, and it fits perfectly in the socket of your crease, even on your lower lash line, to smoke it out and get more of a precise blend. Next we have the M302. Now I used this as a flat shader brush. Now normally I'm used to the bristles of my flat shader brush being longer and thinner, but I actually really like this because it is smaller and denser and jam-packed. I was really able to dust on the white shade, and off camera I applied the shimmer on my eyelid with no problem. Because it is smaller, you can really fit it into the little crevices around the eyelid. I also forgot to mention that all of the brushes have the Morphe logo, but then when you turn them, they have the number of the brush. They also have the description of the brush. So this one says eye packer, which is exactly what I used it for. But there are no rules to makeup, so please keep that in mind. I would use this for my inner corner highlight. I would use it for my brow bone. I can use it for my nose highlight. You can even use it to clean up the lip lining with concealer. One of the best tips I learned when I started wearing makeup is that you can literally use a brush for anything you want. There are no rules. And that's still what I do to this day. Like, for example, we'll just skip a little bit. This is the Morphe M163. As you can see, it's a very unique fan shape. Now, they market this as a powder brush. So when I think about that, I'm like, okay, they're talking about pressed powder, loose powder. You can kind of dust that everywhere. I have been loving this for powder blush. I love dragging it from the inner corner of my eye towards my temples, because you kind of get a little bit of the blush underneath your eyes to brighten, and then towards the temples to blend in with your bronzer and foundation. So you really get this seamless and cohesive blend of makeup. So again, moral of the story, you can use these brushes for anything. I'm just telling you what I used them for and which ones I specifically love and use from the collection. And the shape is so unique, and you can see how soft and bendy the bristles are. So you can really maneuver this all over your face anywhere you want. Like, you can even use this for powder bronzer and it would be perfect. Let's get back to the eye. This is the M331. So this brush is a little bit different than the M333 that I talked about earlier. As you can see, the bristles here are the same length all the way around. Whereas this brush, the M331, you have bristles that go shorter and then longer and then shorter again. This is great for a few reasons. If you're doing a cut crease, or if you want more of a precise blend in your crease, this is what I would use. So I had dark shadow in my outer corner and I had light shadow in my inner corner. You're gonna see a division of the two shadows, right? It's gonna be light and dark. I would pick up a shadow that's kind of in between those two and apply it on the side of the brush. Really use the angle that this brush has, and then just lightly dust that where the light and dark shades meet, and this will marry the two shades together and just give you the most seamless blend of eyeshadow. It's my favorite little trick to do, and it makes the biggest difference. Morphe actually has two slanted eyeliner brushes, but this one is actually an eyebrow brush. You can use this for your brows and then the spoolie to comb them out. I actually used this to clean up the lining around my lip. That was the M401. Now the Morphe M363, this is the brush that I use to give myself a really small powder wing. You can even use this with gel eyeliner. I like to use eyeshadow for my liner because it is a little bit soft, and I already have kind of harsh features, and I just feel like the softness from the eyeliner still accentuates my features, but it doesn't make me look so harsh. Anyway, that's me problem. A great brush for eyeliner. It's dense, but it's, again, not stiff. That's the theme of the brushes here. You don't want them to be stiff because you still want to have some wiggle room. And when they're stiff, they're pokey and they hurt. And you don't want a stiff, pokey brush on your eyelid, okay? Most sensitive skin on your face, we definitely don't want that. So when it comes to applying a loose setting powder, I like to use a powder puff. You can buy a 6-pack from Amazon. Something to keep in mind is the fluffier the brush, the better it is for powder. The more dense the brush, the better it is for creams and liquids. The reason I like this is because it is fluffy, but it's still precise, and I would use it for a powder blush or powder bronzer, or even underneath your eyes if you want to set your under eyes with a pressed powder or a loose powder. This is a very versatile brush, and the reason it's so fantastic is because, again, this angle right here, where the bristles are leaning against my finger, that's the sweet spot. It is the perfect shape to apply powder. It's soft, it's delicate, it's not harsh. It's small enough to get precise application. You can do down the bridge of your nose, on your forehead, underneath your eye. This is definitely one of the brushes I would highly recommend just because of its versatility. And this brush has the same shape, it's just the bigger sister. So you get short and then long and short bristles. This is the Morphe M162. I don't know if I'm in focus. This is great for a larger area of your face, so the neck, the forehead, the temples. I used this for powder bronzer, and I think it's fantastic. Next, we have the Morphe M383. This is another versatile brush. When you first look at it, it looks like a dome brush, right? But if you look closely, it has that same shape as the other brushes we're talking about, where the bristles go short to long to short again. And because of that, I like to use that for my inner corner, underneath my brow bone, again, to clean up your lip lining. Do you need all of these brushes that do the same thing? No, they're just options for you, by the way. And this is great because you can use this for cream, liquids, or powder products. You can even use this as eyeshadow if you're doing a crease, or if you want to pack the product on your outer corner, smoke out your lower lash line. There are so many uses, a very versatile brush. Last but not least is the M282 brush, which I use for my highlighter. Now, because the bristles are longer, I would recommend this for powder products. It doesn't have to be highlighter, that's what I used it for. There you have it. These are all of the makeup brushes I use to create this makeup look right here. Disclaimer, I'm not telling you to go out and buy all of these brushes, but makeup brushes in general are expensive. They are an investment, as you'll hear many makeup artists say. That's why I really wanted to talk about these, because these are giving luxury at an affordable price. If you love the Morphe Ariel brushes, these are, dare I say, even better than that. The quality is just phenomenal. I tell you, I have been reaching for these over my high-end makeup brushes. That's how you know they're good. As always, I will link every product I talked about in the description box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Bye. I'm gonna tell you guys which ones are my favorite. But the question is, okay, what's next? And because I was, oh no, need some water. Oh no, hold on. Intermission, I have been loving this Baby gloss from Huda. Okay, don't be rude. 363, is this it? No, I'm like 332, stand up. Oh my. This like a hair regrowth. 383. Don't pay attention to the frizzies. 363. What am I trying to say? Oh no.